Hey, my name is Taylor and I'm a freshman student at Clemson University, and this is my student dialogues video. The group of my student dialogue was called Sexy and I Know It. Did I feel that my group achieved true dialogue? My group, I think that we really did. It was a good representation of true dialogue because we weren't arguing and we weren't debating the topics that we were discussing. It was definitely a dialogue. Some of the dynamics are that we discussed were stereotypes. That was a big one, and we also talked about like natural beauty and ideal beauty. For the stereotypes, we discussed that they're not always true. What you can stereotype for one group can also be true for an individual in another group. Like, for example, one of our stereotypes that we found were that Asians tend to be quiet. But being here at Clemson, I've become friends with a really close Asian, and she is by far not quiet. She's actually really, really loud and outgoing. And so another thing is that we didn't pick the stereotypes based off of how we feel, but how we've heard it from other people. So it wasn't like our personal feelings towards that race. But also, like, say that there was a quiet person in a race of white people or in a race of black people. That stereotype doesn't necessarily fall for all Asians because they're all going to be different. And that was one of our points as well, that Asians shouldn't be defined as being quiet. White people should not be defined as being rich. Black people should not be defined as being super athletic, even though they can be. And so that's what we talked about for stereotypes. And when we discussed natural beauty and the ideal beauty, we came to find that so many people were naturally beautiful, and then they would go, we watched a video, and they would go to this place and get pictures taken of them professionally, and they would alter the picture so that the person that walked in did not even look like the person that was transformed into the picture and put up on the billboard. And it was ridiculous for me to see how people had to distort beauty like that, and so that it would be popular or people would think that it was actually beautiful. And that was one of our discussions, is that there is no ideal beauty because nobody is perfect and everybody has flaws and everyone's pretty in their own way is kind of how we concluded that in my group. And so those were some of the dynamics. There were quite a few people who were very active in our dialogue. They were very loud and they voiced their opinions and they weren't afraid to speak. And then there were also the people that were very reserved and very shy, where they felt very uncomfortable during the dialogue. But that's normal because it's public speaking with a bunch of people that you've never met before. I was kind of the in-between. Like, I would speak up, but then at other times I'd be kind of shy, or I wouldn't really know how to respond to that certain situation. I think that this dialogue was really important at for CU 1000 because it kept us aware of how people are going to be different, and how at Clemson we shouldn't expect people to be exactly like us, because like I just learned in my education class that there are over 106 different cultures here just at Clemson University, and that is a lot of diversity. And I think that this dialogue prepared us not to stereotype against people that are different from us, and to have respect for the people that are different for us. And it would kind of change our viewpoint of how people are, because maybe we're used to being around people that are exactly like us. They talk like us, dress like us, and then you come here and there's so many people that are completely different. And I see it as a useful tool here at Clemson because you're going to have to learn to respect people, you're going to have to learn to get along with people, like in group projects or in your classrooms or anything like that. I think it was overall a good experience.